and welcome to episode 4 of my Norwegian travel vlog. So today I woke up in the port of Ålesund. Now Ålesund's a port town on the west coast of Norway and it's spread across several islands including Nouveau, Aspoya and Hessa, which are connected by bridges. Apologies if I've pronounced those wrong. The town is situated at the entrance to some of Norway's most famous fjords, including the UNESCO-listed Fjord. This is a view across Ålesund itself. This is from the top of the cruise ship, looking out across Ålesund. It's just beautiful, really nice. And I was glad to see it wasn't raining. We had a bit of sun, although we did get a little bit of rain later on, but yeah, it was nice. So I haven't got a lot of video footage, unfortunately, because of my corrupted camera, as I've mentioned previously, so you have to bear with me with all the photos. So I decided not to do any of the excursions that were part of the cruise ship, and I decided that I was going to climb up the 418 steps to the top of the Axla viewpoint by myself, and I'm glad I did. There was panoramic views over Ålesund and also the Sunmore Alps, as well as all the little islands that make up Ålesund. And as you can see, just the beauty of the town and then the mountains in the background, the little islands. You've got seas on the sea on one side, and then you've also got the fjords on the other. It's just stunning, absolutely breathtaking. I could have stayed up there for a very long time. Look at those views, amazing. So after I climbed up to Axla viewpoint, I then went down into the town itself and had a bit of a wander around. Apparently in the middle of a stormy night on January 23rd, 1904, a devastating fire destroyed almost the entire town of Ålesund. The fire consumed about 850 buildings, leaving more than 10,000 people homeless, which is quite amazing when you think about it. So after the fire, the town was rebuilt in the popular Art Nouveau style, which is also known as Jugendstil in German. Reconstruction completed in just a few years resulted in a remarkably consistent and ornate townscape filled with turrets, spires and intricate floral stonework, of which you can see here in these photos. So this building here is very tall and and thin. I think it is a prominent building, but I have tried to look up to see exactly what this building is and what it was, or what the significance of it, why is it so thin, and I can't find a lot of information about it. So let me know in the comments if you know what this building is. It's on the main pedestrian street running through Ålesund. So please let me know if you know what this building is, or you know any history about it. Let me know in the comments below, because I would be fascinated to find out more about it. There's a village near to where I grew up called Walden, and they have buildings that have motifs like this in the plasterwork on the actual building, and it's called pageantry. And this is similar to what I saw on this building here that I'm showing you now. And I'm not sure if the same technique was used, but it really did remind me of that, and it was just beautiful. That's why I took a close-up of it. So as I was walking around, I came across this cheese shop. Look at all those cheeses! So I had to go in, and I did film quite a bit in here, but as you know what's going to happen next, my footage was corrupted. Contrary to how they look today, for the first 70 years after their construction, most of these buildings weren't actually painted. The insurance money that funded the reconstruction had run out, and the focus was on rebuilding with solid fireproof materials like brick and stone. The intricate details and stonework were left in their natural state. But then Harold Gritton, his local historian, had a campaign to paint, and this was an idea that he had, and he spearheaded this. He advocated for painting the facade to highlight the decorative Art Nouveau details and to make the town visually appealing, arguing that this is what the original architects had intended. So this resulted in Ålesund being transformed into the vibrant, colourful town it is today. The pastel and bright hues of the buildings now serve to emphasise the ornate details and give the city its fairy-like, postcard-perfect appearance. I decided to have a bit of a sit down, and I was sat looking at this beautiful view, and a lady came across to me and said, how long had I been sitting there for? And I said, well, quite a while. And she said, have you seen a bird around? And I was like, I don't know, what kind of bird are you talking about? And so she was talking about a crane, heron, that kind of bird. I'm not big on birds, so I'm not entirely sure of its exact name. But she'd given him a name. I think it was Norman, or he had like a normal human name. And as I was stood there, she was like, "Oh, there he is." And so yes, this is not a picture of a building, but if you look carefully, there is Norman. I'm going to call him Norman because I'm pretty sure his name was Norman. There is Norman on the top of the roof. They were worried about him because he was new. He was a little baby crane or heron or whatever, and they were concerned that he hadn't learnt to fly yet in the strong winds. And so she was overwhelmed and overjoyed to see that he was in fact flying around. He had learnt, and he was happily sat on top of a roof. So there we go, good old Norman. And then before we knew it, it was time to head back to the boat, my legs were aching anyway, and sail out of Ålesund and on to the next stop, which was Lervik, which was our final port destination for the week, which was a bit of a shame. We headed out and there were some wonderful views on the way out. Sadly, we were actually having dinner in one of the restaurants, so we kind of missed a lot of the views. But I did manage to take a few pictures. I kind of ate dinner quite quickly and then rushed up onto the top deck to see us just coming out of the main fjords and back into kind of like the North Sea. There's still some stunning views, nevertheless. So I hope you enjoyed this part 4 of my Norway vlog. Next up will be Lervik, and so I hope you will join me for that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Share this video if you can to people you might think like it, and we'll see you all next time. Bye!